I want to refer to your latest column for the New York Times, where you offer up this insight about what's going on in the Middle East right now. You write, "We think of moral issues as involving conflicts between right and wrong, but this is a collision of right versus right." Tell us more about what you meant by that.
So I look at what Israel has achieved economically and in terms of governance at home, uh, not in occupied territories, but within Israel. And it's impressive. And Israeli parents have the right to raise their children without being shelled from Gaza or from Lebanon, without being afraid of car bombs. But Palestinians as well have a right to raise their children without fear of bombs, American made bombs in many cases, being dropped on them by Israel, uh, having their homes destroyed, their schools attacked. They have the right to their state as well. And so that's what I mean that, you know, there's this tendency, I think, too often to have people value human rights on the Israeli side of the border or to value human rights on the Gaza side of the border. But unless you care deeply about human rights in both Gaza and in Israel, then you don't actually care about human rights.
That is a nuanced view in a world that wants you to take sides. How do, I'll ask the same question. How do we navigate those choppy waters in this kind of world?
Well, so it's okay to take sides, but above all, what we need to be is not pro-Palestinian or pro-Israel, but anti-massacre. That's the side that we need to be on. Anti-massacre, anti-starvation, anti-terrorism, wherever that terrorism comes from, and just have to think above all about the common bonds of humanity that link us all together, whatever our nationality.
You offered up a roadmap of 20 different ways to think about the war. I don't know that we've got time for all 20 here, but you want to lay a few on us?
Yeah, I mean, I think they all kind of flow from this notion that too often we are devaluing one side or the other. And what we're not focusing on adequately is the humanity of both. And, I've reported a lot in Israel over the years. Israelis had the right not to be invaded on October 7th and killed and raped by Hamas fighters. And Palestinians, half of the people in Gaza are under 18. There has to be some presumption that children on both sides of the border are innocent. And while I think Israel had every right to respond militarily in some form after October 7th, I don't think they had the right to starve people in particular. And, in my column, I've run a photo of a child who died from starvation. Um, I think we have to focus above all on practicalities, what is actually going to be more likely to lead to peace down the road in ways that will protect the well-being of people on both sides. And I don't think that is happening right now in Gaza. And also focus on that common humanity and never lose sight that there are, moms and dads and children on each side who deserve that protection and deserve that respect.
The Agenda with Steve Paikin is made possible through generous philanthropic contributions from viewers like you. Thank you for supporting TVO's journalism.